would it mean to be able to talk to angels? How would that change your life? Join us now on Angel Talk Tuesday as the psychic angel channelers Julie Geigel, Susan Schuler, and Lori Walker allow angels to speak directly through them, sharing messages from beyond. As you bathe in the vibrational frequency of the angels here, you will begin to open up to a stronger and clearer communication of your own. The purpose of this show is to help you awaken, expand, and remember the magnificent being that you are and the mission you came here to fulfill.
Welcome, everyone. Our theme for the month is New Beginnings, and today's topic is Divine Order. This is Julie Geigel, International Psychic Medium, Trance Channel for Archangel Metatron, and Awakened Healer. I offer psychic medium readings and spiritual counseling over the phone and in person in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. You can find me over at www.juliegeigel.com and on Facebook at Psychic Medium Julie. And I would love to invite you to join us for our Manifesting Mastermind. We are starting our week 2 actually tomorrow, where we will be focusing on health, manifesting and creating well-being and perfect health in your life. So if you'd like to join us for that, I'm now teaching live classes on our Om Times Expert Learn It Live platform. You can register for that class over there at omtimesexperts.learnitlive.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Just a quick note, Lori will not be joining us today. She is a midwife, and right now I believe she's delivering a baby. So sending them beautiful blessings of love and joy for a smooth and easy transition into our beautiful world. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll ring the tingsha bells to clear out any lower vibrations and create a pure, sacred space for trance channeling. And I do have the crystal bed going this morning, so we're all receiving a beautiful healing from that as well. All right. Welcome. I am Metatron, here in service to humanity. We are thrilled and delighted to assist you on your journey of awakening, your journey of aligning with your soul. As you begin to step out of your ego more and more into the perfection that you are as a soul, as a spiritual being, walking the planet Earth. There is much power and force in this knowledge, in this awakening to the truth of your existence. And as you open up and receive this information, allowing it to transform and transcend this time and space. You will be able to do and experience your existence here on another level. You are being called into a higher service, especially here in the year of 2017. We are all supporting you, the angelic realm, other dimensions of time and space, and planetary beings are assisting in the transformation and ascension of this planet. So let go and surrender your day-to-day busyness. Open your heart to receive this beautiful healing, which will assist you in completing the mission you came here to accomplish. And we welcome the Pleiadians this morning. And feel their lightness, like a breeze flowing through you. Allowing yourself to be transported into their energy. And we would like to take a moment to talk about divine order in your life. Sometimes you try to force things to happen, or you're in your overexcitement. You actually block the coming, the creating of that which you desire. Understand that there is always a divine order that is occurring simultaneously within your human framework of time and existence. And on the level of divine order, it is that which occurs when you allow the angelic realm, your spiritual counsel, God, to co-create with you. And when you are in the flow of divine order in your life, things become easy and effortless. Frustration dissolves. And a beautiful trust rises up within your being. unshakable faith and belief. When you are forcing your will in your life and trying to push things through, you come up against walls. There is much struggle, irritation, and frustration. You can feel the difference of the two energies as I speak of them. One is constricted and confining, and the other is open and expansive. So as you become a master creator in your life, be aware of how divine timing and divine order is constantly at play. And if that which you desire does not show up, trust and know that it is always for your highest good. Things are always happening for you, not to you. Release your attachments and trust. That you are never alone, and we are always here working with you. I am Metatron, and I have spoken here today. This is Julie Geigel, and you can find me over at www.juliegeigel.com. Coming up in our next segment is Susan Schuler and Jacob, a master teacher.
The future of Internet radio is here. Om Times Radio. IOM FM. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fox, host and astrologer of The Astrology Show. Each week, I'll give you access to the current transits, which are a valuable tool that provide astrological information to help unlock the potential each of us has. Understanding the stars can help steer us in the right direction to make better informed choices. So if you're wondering what's going to happen in your week ahead, be sure to tune in to The Astrology Show for guidance, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, this is Julie Geigel. Join us for a free remote healing with the John of God Crystal Bed every week. Sign up at juliegeigel.com.
This is Susan Schuler. In life, intention is everything, and I make each of my handmade soy candles and smudging sprays just for you. Go to mediumsusan.com for details.
I'm Carrie Ann Larson. Are you ready to ignite deep healing and transformation? Find out how mediumship, psychic readings, and shamanic healings can all help at carrieannlarson.com.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
What? Why? Just wait for the inheritance. We've definitely got a rich uncle somewhere. We're one call away from the winner's circle at the Derby, dinners with multiple forks, a vacation home in the country, using summer as a verb.
You don't actually think that, do you?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. This is Julie Geigel, and I'm here with Susan Schuler, who will be actually channeling in segment 3. We kind of have a change of order because Lori, our wonderful third co-host, is delivering a baby right now. She is a midwife, so very exciting for Lori. But needless to say, we will be talking about our Metatron's message here in our segment 2, and Susan will be channeling Jacob, a master teacher of the Akashic, in our segment 3. And welcome, Susan.
Well, welcome. Thank you. It's lovely to be here in this interesting order that we're in today.
I know, yeah. An interesting order. Oh my gosh, with that full moon last week, I was just being stomped on all over the place. I felt like a rag doll. How about you? How about you? Any?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Full moon.
Do you know, I have to say the moon definitely affects me a lot. And I walk in the morning and the moon's been setting over the ocean and it's been fabulous. So I'm very, very lucky.
Wow. That is just amazing. I wish I lived by the ocean. Yeah. So beautiful. Yeah, I was listening to Kathy Beal's forecast last week on our Om Times Expert platform. And she was just talking about how it is, this energy that we're in right now is all about redefining roles, stepping into your power, and also letting go, letting people kind of step into their own power and stop taking care of everybody. And wow. I know I had to laugh because she had mentioned, don't be surprised if you find yourself reaching for your favorite comfort foods because you're going to want to do a lot of self-soothing and self-comforting. And so, yeah, as I plopped down with a bag of potato chips, which I never do, that popped in my head, and it was like, oh, okay, this really had another meaning.
So I can blame my weight gain on that. Okay.
I know, right? Yeah. I was going to start a cleanse, and it's like, nope, that flew right out the window. This isn't a good time to cleanse. All right. Well, let's take a moment to talk about Metatron's channeling today. And Susan, if you could just kind of help me out here because my mind's blank.
No, absolutely. It's interesting. He got into pushing, trying to make things occur, which we often love to do, and how that causes struggle. And how the one thing that he said that I just really enjoyed was allowing to co-create. That's kind of a new term for me. But it is, I mean, the spiritual realm is helping us co-create things. And I feel like I'm really lucky. I grew up in a very Christian background, so faith was just something I always understood and I always had. And I know that there are people who have a harder time with letting go because they feel like they've kind of got that philosophy, if it's to be, it's up to me. But everything shifts, and I just think it was brilliant the way that he put that. Everything shifts when you allow a higher power to kind of not take control, because they don't take control. So it is that co-creating. And to me, it's a little bit of a load off my own back. You know what I mean? When you're allowing somebody else or some group, or some other powers that be to help you. And I think that's why prayer is so important. Do you understand what I mean, Julie? I mean, to me, it's like, and I can't get away from the co-create thing that he said.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's kind of the place I'm at this year, too, is really realizing the value of enlisting all the resources that you have. So, I mean, that I've been doing these manifesting mastermind groups now. This is my 3rd year, and it really has changed my life. And I do believe it's because I'm in, the group. We're enlisting the powers of the universe, the powers of God, and the power of each other. We usually have a group of about 15 to 20 that come together just for 28 days and really kind of do some intense creating. And I've been shocked at the power that has but most definitely we are co-creating with the divine all the time. And when we try to force things to happen in our life, or for me, I actually, one of my weaknesses is wanting to understand, wanting to figure it out. Okay, why didn't this happen? And that that goes back into control issues, wanting to control everything and wanting to, dissect and understand. And sometimes there is no rhyme or reason until we get back up there in heaven and see the big picture, the big tapestry.
Absolutely, Julie. And you know what's interesting is now you're a type A personality. I'm a type A personality. And I think that we were just sort of trained that it's like, if you want it to, you make it happen. You make it happen. And if it's not going to happen on its own. So we become these little trains who are just constantly chugging away. And it is very challenging to kind of step back and relinquish your power and just sort of allow things to unfold. And I know for me on a personal level, getting out of my own way, I swear, it's just sometimes it does cause more problems for yourself than the outside world will cause.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite quotes, I wouldn't say it's a quote, but it was a picture quote. And it was just a black background with like a white, somebody had written on a chalkboard with old-fashioned chalk. And it says, get out of your way. And then it says, seriously, move. It just is, every time I, find myself trying to dissect and understand and figure things out, that will pop into my head. And it's like, okay, I just need to breathe. I need to let go. I need to surrender to God, let go and let God, and trust that I've done everything that I can, and now it's time to let go of that attachment, because we have such an attachment to the things that we want or the things we're trying to create or to manifest, and it gets quite difficult to let go of that. But
if you think about that too, that's our ego.
Yep.
It's everything goes back to that darn ego.
That is definitely for sure. And I know Metatron did talk about the ego as well and transcending the ego. So it's not like we're wanting to eliminate or do away with the ego. It is more about allowing your spiritual being to be in the driver's seat and not allow that ego to be all consuming and, that 2-year-old temper tantrum of, I want it now, I want it now. But one thing I did want to mention, because certainly one of my areas of expertise is relationships and romance. And I'm sure you're probably expert in that area too, Susan. But, in terms of surrendering and trusting, one of the biggest questions that I get every single day virtually is, is my ex going to come back? And I think that today's message too really speaks volumes to people that are finding themselves in that position of wanting something really bad and feeling powerless or hopeless. And what I always tell people is that, certainly we do the cards and they do the chart and blah, blah, blah. And, but the bottom line, no matter what the cards or the chart says, the bottom line is always to move forward and continue to create joy and love in your life, regardless of what that other person is going to do or not going to do, because that is your position of power. So when you let go of that person, when you surrender to God and you just say, if this is meant to be, then destiny will bring us to get back together, that's when the universe can really make magic happen in your life.
I absolutely agree with that. That's and it does all go back to, I'm going to go back to what you said before about surrender. One of the best mediums, one of my favorite mediums, Lisa Williams, she actually has surrender tattooed in her forearm. She said so before she goes on stage to do her demonstrations, she just looks down and she just surrenders. And I mean, as a medium, I mean, that is something we have to practice, because in order to do your mediumship, you have to surrender. But in relationships, I mean, it's so hard, because when we are so actively involved with another person, usually in a romantic relationship, we do really give our power away, you know, and when that relationship fails, like what you're saying, I mean, to take your own power back, but not in a pushy way, but just kind of like, okay, I'm putting myself out there. I'm just going to let these things happen and unfold. That is where you get power back. That's absolutely right. I'm glad you said that, Julie.
Yeah. It's huge, absolutely huge. And I just pulled a quick angel card for our audience today, for our listeners. And from the healing deck, the card that comes up is forgiveness. And so I invite our listeners today to think about who or what is in their lives that they can or are ready to forgive, so that they can move on. And how can they surrender and release, let go, because hanging on is blocking and interfering with your ability to move forward and create some magnificent things. So forgiveness is a beautiful theme to work through this week. Any thoughts on that, Susan?
Yeah, what's the quote about it's divine to be able to forgive? And it's so funny, too, because so many times you'll think you've done your forgiving and you're like, oh, I'm good. And then something happens and it sort of hits you in the face and you're like, wow, I've been really holding on to a lot of that I didn't realize I was. And for me, if going back to relationships again, I think it's the people that we're closest with. I know I personally think of my husband, and I'm sure he's like that as well. But yeah, it can be very challenging.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, stay tuned, everyone, for segment 3. Susan Schuler will be channeling Jacob, a master teacher of the Akasha. You are listening to Angel Talk Tuesday.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, Om Times Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Hi, this is Julie Geigel. Would you like to know the secret to manifesting? Join our next Manifesting Mastermind to create miracles of health, wealth, love, and joy. Sign up at juliegeigel.com.
Why wonder when you can know? Hi, this is psychic medium Susan Schuler. Let me help you get the answers. Schedule an appointment today at mediumsusan.com.
I'm Carrie Ann Larson. If you're looking for ways to add meditation into your daily routine, head over to carrieannlarson.com for a free guided meditation and mindfulness tips you can incorporate even while navigating traffic.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air
and then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Angel Talk Tuesday. This is Susan Schuler again. Thank you, Julie Geigel, for that nice little interpretation that we just did. That was quite enjoyable. I always like kind of shaking things up. As a channeler, I work with a team of guides, of whom Jacob is a master teacher and leader in this group. He was introduced to me when I took my first Reiki course many years back, and is now whom I call on to access the Akashic Records. This is where I gain my information during past life readings as well as psychic readings. I am a professional psychic medium based in the Los Angeles area, although I do readings for people all over the world on the phone and with Skype. I do frequent mediumship and psychic demonstrations, as well as small group readings and larger private events. And I've recently started making my intention soy candles and smudging sprays that are available to the public. These can be personalized and even used as gifts. All the details for any of this information may be found at my website at mediumsusan.com or on my Facebook page, where please feel free to like it, at Psychic Medium Susan Schuler. Once again, I am reminding everyone that we're still taking live calls. If anybody wants to call in, you can reach me at, or reach us at 202-570-7057, and you can call in with specific questions about channeling, or you could call in with psychic questions as well as mediumship questions if you'd like a little mini reading. So let me just quickly switch gears here. Take a nice deep breath and begin. Welcome. We are much amazed and impressed with the many wonderful things that some of you are able to achieve there on earth. Many of you are little powerhouse machines who love to tackle your world. For those of you who may be less of your type A personalities, we still see your need to control and plan the way you feel things should go in your life. So most of the people on earth are dealing with the need or desire to control in one way or another. And this is what we wish to speak to you about today. You have all heard the wise expression on your planet, let go and let God. There is much to be said for this adage. We love that many of you, especially at the start of your new year, make lists with goals after goals. You listen to people speak on the importance of visualizing what you desire, setting your intentions as you prepare, plan, and prepare some more. We find this amusing because it often appears to us that many of you become more attached to the idea of what your heart desires rather than what you felt you wanted in the first place. Now, isn't that silly? For life and the desires you place in your life should always be in flux, changing, growing, being altered and expanded. Getting tied down to the concept of what you desire will only do exactly that, tie you down. Very often, if you knew the way things were going to unfold, your human forms would run in panic. But as you're experiencing your human trials and tribulations, and they slowly unfold in your lives, you can deal with them and allow them to teach you the lessons they were designed to do. So because this is the way of it, sometimes as these unseen events come your way, you will see the need for your previously desired goals to shift and change. This is good, for one thing is always certain in your human lives: change. You cannot alter this truth, for nothing stays the same, and the sooner you learn to handle the ebbs and flows of this, the easier you will make your life, and the more fluent you will become in this language of change. Look at the palm trees that move. They move in your hurricanes. They do not fight the winds, but rather surrender their tall, lithe bodies to the elements. This is where they grow, forging their roots deeper in the ground. From these storms, many which were unforeseen, this is where they develop their strength as they bend and twist gracefully. If they fought these winds, telling themselves, I live in a warm, lush area, this is not what I signed up for, they would break rather than withstand these winds. It is when they surrender to their situation and go with the flow of the wind that their real growth occurs. If there's anything Earth's people can learn from these beautiful, majestic trees, is that flexibility is a must. Just as anyone who has ever gotten caught in a riptide finds out, if you fight the tide, it will take you out to sea. But if you alter your direction slightly and go with the current, you can still make it back to shore. Yes, you will be off your mark of where you desired to return, but you will make it back safely. And there may be some unforeseen delights, pleasures, or lessons learned along the way. Being flexible in your lives will offer unforeseen gifts. Gifts you may not have known existed or have been able to imagine in your most wild of dreams. We are in no way asking you to not prepare or to give up, but rather to realize that sometimes there is a greater or different plan in your future than you can see at the time. Even when the bottom feels like it is falling out from life's unexpected twists and turns, those of you who learn to let go and let God will have a far easier time of it than those who fight tooth and nail for something that simply might not be. So how do you know when to fight for something and when it's best to be flexible? This is the time when you must be able to quiet your mind to see where this attachment is coming from. Attachments are the ego's way of attempting to get its own way, like the spoiled child we have spoken of time and time again. Life is about flow and synchronicities. When things are moving in a way where unexpected good things continue to step in your path, you know you are experiencing flow. And this is the universe's way of saying you are indeed on the correct path. Life is not meant to be like your Greek tragedies, with one horrible thing following another. That is not to say it will be a bed of roses either, for even the roses have thorns. What we say is that you make your plans, you set your goals, you clearly see the direction in which you wish to travel, but then remain open enough to alter things along the way. Faith is a tenuous thing for some when things go wrong. But that is only because wrong to them simply means this isn't what my ego intended. Wrong may just be different, unexpected, painful, sometimes yes, but you would not be on earth and able to learn, grow, and evolve without these painful downtimes. Forget not that we are always here to help lighten your burdens. We love you like our own, for you are our own. Ask for our help at any time. You only need ask. That is what we are here for. Realizing we will often send you messages through those who are in the earth form. So do not always expect thunder and lightning bolts. We may come in the form of the person you meet on the bus, but call for help and we will answer. It is what we do. Make your goals. They are like a menu from the universe, but just be prepared that the chef in the kitchen may have his own take on how the food items need arrive. You may end up eating something very special, or you may get angry with your server and send it back, for your reaction is up to you. So ask yourself, how can I react when things begin to turn out differently than I, meaning your ego, anticipated? We remind you that change is inevitable, and that the more you learn to flow with the unexpected, the easier this journey will be for you. We stress easier does not mean easy, but it may still be delightful, exciting, unexpected, and far beyond your imagination and limited beliefs, for there are powers outside of yourselves that are far greater than you. This is Susan Schuler. You can find me at mediumsusan.com, and don't forget that we are ready to take your calls. You can call us at 202-570-7057. And Lori's not with us today, so please stay tuned for discussion.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. Om Times Radio. IOM FM.
Looking for inspiration?
Want to be inspired?
Not sure where to go?
Find Mark and Kim every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on Inspired Living.
Topics will elevate consciousness and range from metaphysics to the human and social experience and all things spiritual.
Welcome to an inspired community that offers support, encouragement, and new ways of thinking. You are the inspired and the inspiration.
Hi, this is Julie Geigel. Would you like a free psychic reading? Become a member of our inner circle and get a free reading today. Sign up at juliegeigel.com.
Hi, this is Susan Schuler. Have you stopped by my website to download your free mini grounding meditation? Do so now at mediumsusan.com.
I'm Carrie Ann Larson, founder of the Journey to Authenticity series, an intensive journey to guide you along your path to prosperity, abundance, health, love, and the one thing at the root of it all, your authenticity. Head over to carrieannlarson.com to learn more.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You guys are live.
Hi there. I was expecting Julie to pop in, but I guess I can pop in. Oh, there you are.
Had the mute on, so I'm talking to myself over here. Welcome back. This is Julie Geigel, and we are so excited to be here with you today, and we do have a live caller. So we're just going to jump over to our live caller first, and then we will discuss Susan's channeling afterward. And we have B, is it? Welcome, B.
Yes. Hi.
So excited you could be here with us this morning, joining us live here on the air. We'd love to help
thank you.
Did you have a question for us today?
Yes. So I just moved to a new place yesterday, and I was wondering what you guys saw in store for me.
Okay, so you just moved into a new place yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
you're just wondering if what we saw coming for you in this new energy that you're in.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's
Okay.
just take
I can jump right into it if you want me to, Julie.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Speed is my middle name. Okay. B, hi, it's so nice to speak with you, and congratulations on your move. This one feels really good to me. When you said my move, it was like the energy shot right up, and I saw this, and it might just be because I think I was channeling about a tree, this really strong tree. So I feel like not only is this going to allow you to have a lot of new opportunities, but it's going to make you stronger. Now, am I correct in saying you're now living alone?
No.
Okay, because I feel like there's this very, very strong sense of independence with you right now. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, because it's like you show up, it's like you're this powerful, powerful solo being, okay? Now, you naturally have a really kind heart. It's like you just kind of have that way about you. But I just feel like you give, okay? Do you understand this? But I feel like now it's going to be a time for you to receive. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and that's why I feel like this is a really great experience for you, because it's going to allow you to actually start to receive. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Sense.
Julie, do you want to jump in?
Absolutely. So I pulled a couple cards for you here, B. And the first card that comes up is the Angel Azure. And Angel Azure is all about opening up to receive more in your life. And I'm definitely seeing that the reason, that you moved, that shift in energy, that there's all kinds of blessings coming into your life because of this. And interestingly enough, Angel Azure is all about everything we've been talking about today on our show. It's about setting those goals, creating those intentions, and then releasing attachment to the outcome and letting the chips fall where they may. So it's really important not to force anything to happen and to just allow the divine order to come into your life and co-create magic and miracles with you in this new space, in this new energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then the other card that comes up from the Archangel deck is the Gentleness card. It's actually Archangel Sandalphon, which is Metatron's brother, was in the angelic realm and here. And gentleness, what I'm seeing with this card and for you is that this is kind of a theme for your year, that it's important for you to be soft and to be kind and to be gentle with yourself. So this is a year where you don't want to force or push or create too much in your life, because you don't do good with overwhelm. It's really a time to take a deep breath and to relax into this beautiful, sacred, soft, safe place of gentleness. Because what I'm seeing you're creating with this is a foundation for your life. A life of being gentle and easy with yourself. And then when you're able to create that safe, sacred space for you, then you're able to really open those floodgates and work with the people around you in that same framework. So I'm definitely seeing that you're a light worker and that you are here to shine your light. And the beginning of that, the grounding, to ground yourself and always come back into your own power, is to be gentle and kind to yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in today, B. And where are you from again?
I'm from California.
Oh, yeah, Susan's neck of the woods. Well, thank you again, and we would love to have you join us over in the break room on Facebook over at Angel Talk Tuesday Break Room. You can post any comments or questions over there as well, and we will try to follow up with you if we can. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, B.
All right, well, that's exciting. New moves are always exciting, and yeah, lots of beautiful energy right now. It's great, a great time for change in your life, a great time to bring in some of that new, exciting energy and shake it up, as Susan said. So we're going to go right ahead and take a few moments to talk about Susan's beautiful channeling. And always love Jacob. He's always right on spot. And one of my all-time favorite quotes is "Let go and let God." Absolutely, because I'm definitely a God person as well. I'm born and raised Catholic and proud of it. So that really resonated with me. And Jacob talked a lot about change. Nothing stays the same. The sooner you learn to handle the ebbs and flows of your life, you will become more fluent and you'll be able to flow a little bit more easily. And I loved when he was talking about trees and being flexible. And he said, real growth occurs when you surrender. So it really is a huge component. If you're feeling stuck or blocked in any way in your life, you're trying too hard to force things to happen. So it's important to take a look at the next level of co-creating, which is really surrender. And, the flexibility is definitely a must. Jacob reminded us being flexible in your life will offer you unforeseen gifts. And that is such a beautiful thought. Again, I have to admit that one of my weaknesses is inflexibility, and that's something I've been working on very diligently, especially in the last 10 years since I left teaching, is being more flexible and flowing with life instead of wanting to control everything. Any thoughts, Susan, on your channeling today?
Julie, I think because we were teachers, not to say that being a teacher doesn't force you to be flexible as well, because there's always like different drills and weird things that are going to be happening in a high school or a grammar school. But that being said, it's like it also forces you where you have to always be in control. So when you're not in that type of a situation anymore and you're just trying to live your life, it's very challenging to just say, I don't need to always control everything. For me, I'm a planner, and I think, Julie, you're a planner as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes, when I first started doing psychic readings, I would write several pages down and looking at the person's name before I met them. So it's like when I sat with them, I'd have several things that I could just kind of talk about right off the bat, just because it was very uncomfortable for me to like sit there with somebody staring at me. You know what I mean? So now, of course, years later, you kind of get more used to it. But it's hard to let go of that control. But it is true that the more that we try to control, and especially if we try to control others, that's just not going to work. But when you try to control everything that happens in your life, my husband always jokes about it's not the things that you worry about and that you plan for. It's the things that hit you mid-side on a Tuesday afternoon that you weren't even expecting.
Right.
So you can't plan for everything. So why bother to try? And it really does just get in your way.
Well, I loved how Jacob talked about, make your plans, set your goals, create those intentions, and then just sit back and allow things to unfold along the way. Yeah, because so often when things don't go the way we're expecting, then we shift into this panic mode, and then we're like, okay, we did something wrong, or we end up losing our vibration and losing our momentum, which then kicks up triggers and blocks and interference, where if we could just keep our head above the water and stay focused on the goal and trust that everything is always working for us, not to us.
Absolutely. And I love also what Jacob said about wrong is just the way that we label what our ego wants. And when we don't get what our ego wants, that's considered wrong.
Yeah.
I kind of find that one funny.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We forget that there's a divine order going on, and that, we're really just puppets in this play. And our, function here is to make the best of everything that comes our way, and to turn every experience that we have into an opportunity to grow and expand and love, opportunity to forgive, because that really is our expansion into this higher consciousness that we've come here to experience. All right, everyone, and there's that music. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us here on Angel Talk Tuesday. Archives are posted 24 hours after the live show airs on ohmtimesradio.com. And don't forget to join us on Facebook in the Angel Talk Tuesday Breakroom, where we post our favorite quotes of the show and take any comments or questions. Remember, you have a plethora of angels uplifting, inspiring, and enfolding you in God's love every day. Until next time, this is the Psychic Angel Channelers, Julie Geigel, Susan Schuler, and Lori Walker, helping you connect with your own angelic team.